Good morning, everyone. We will now begin the morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters, asking God and Meishu-sama to protect and bless us as we participate today in the construction of paradise on earth. Amatsu-Norito and Miroku Prayer, please stand. Takamahara ni kamsumarimasu. Kamuroki kamurami no mikoto mochite. Sumemi oya kamu isanagi no mikoto. Asukushi no rimuka no tachi anano. Odo no aagi harani misogi harai. Namo utoki ni narimaseru. Harai dono kamitachi moro moro no magagoto tsunike gare wo. Harai tamai kiyome tamae doma osukoto no yoshi o. Amatsu kami kunitsu kami ya oyorozu no kami tachi tomo ni ame no fuchi koma no mimi furi takete kikoshi meseto kashikomi maosu. Miroku o nikami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Kum nagara tamachi haemase. Kum nagara tamachi haemase. Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we lead your truth given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized, with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us, your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan. Please be seated. We will now receive group Johrei. Johrei is now concluded. We will now listen to a reading from Meishu-sama's teachings. Self-action. Noble and low are those who feel no shame in quarreling or engaging in conflict with others, people who are arrogant and dare to act against divine law often find the tide against them at the very last moment. Humble is the person who is always aware that God's power is perfect, while human power at its best is limited. New members are usually deeply impressed by the divine blessings and miracles they experience. Thereafter, if they practice their faith earnestly and sincerely and have the right attitude, they will continue receiving abundant blessings, will be loved and respected by others, and we will see their lives greatly improved. Naturally, they should become increasingly grateful for these divine blessings and endeavor to live virtuously, expressing their gratitude to God by doing their best to give of themselves in service. Unfortunately, with the passage of time, human weakness can sometimes cause people to take the divine blessings for granted, to become arrogant and egotistical, and as a result, to drop their guard. Evil spirits who are always watching for opportunities can then enter to take over and direct them as they please. How dangerous this is. There is a standard by which if he or she is safe from such attack. It is the degree to which that person is selfishly motivated. If our first concern is to serve God and the welfare of humanity, and we are working single mindedly with no thought of self interest, then negative forces can do nothing to harm us.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining the Miroku Association morning service. Today, I would like to share the faith experience of Luisa Cristina Magalhães. She's from the Johrei group in Portugal. One day, Luisa's son came home from work completely and disillusioned with a co-worker. She asked him what had happened, and he replied, "A coworker of mine broke my glasses and my cell phone. He's out of his mind." In the end, the coworker even told him, "You don't need these things anyway." She was in a state of shock, very upset with what had happened to her son, because he has had a serious problem with his eyes since he was born. He always needed to wear glasses, and he hadn't practically seen anything without them. A few minutes later, with a heavy heart, she looked at her consecrated picture of Meishu-sama that is in her room, and felt like praying and expressing her gratitude, with a donation of gratitude to God and Meishu-sama for this difficult situation that had occurred. Her son noticed that she prayed and said a few words of gratitude to Meishu-sama. He waited for her to finish and told her in amazement, "Mom, I just explained what happened, and you feel grateful? You too are out of your mind." She just became speechless with his words. At the beginning of the following week, without the glasses and with a lot of headaches, her son did not go to work. She took advantage of the opportunity that he stayed home and channeled Johrei to him. In the afternoon, they went to an optician to order other glasses. She knows from previous experience that as they are special glasses, they are always expensive, which was confirmed once again €300. She was worried because her son had not been working for a month and he didn't have any income during this period. On a Tuesday, he wanted to go to work even though he hardly saw anything, but he insisted he wanted to go. Luisa, in the meantime, went to a Kebana workshop at the house of a member in Vila Mean, which is in the Amarantes area. When they were praying the Amatsu-Norito for the beginning of the activity, at the time of the silent pause, she asked God and Meishu-sama for a solution to her. She was still very worried because she wasn't able at the moment to pay the €300 for her son's new glasses. All the effort she made at the workshop was with the intention of Sama's life to her son and co-worker. In the evening, one of her son's employers called Luisa to ask if he could go to her doorstep because he needed to talk. Her son's co-worker came with him, saying he wanted to apologize for what he had done. For his part, the son's boss told her he was responsible for paying for the new glasses. She could hardly believe it. She had tears in her eyes and thanked many times her son's boss. Luisa entered her home and immediately materialized her gratitude for being heard by God and Meishu-sama. She was so happy and relieved. The next day, the optician sent her a message saying the glasses were ready. She was amazed. Being special glasses, they usually take more than a week, but this time, in less than 3 days, they were ready. She immediately called her son's boss, who went to see her and handed the money. The next day, a Thursday, early in the morning, to her surprise, her son's co-worker knocks on the door of her house. He had come to apologize again and offer her son a brand new cell phone, exactly the same one as before. She again didn't even want to believe it. What an amazing week. Every day thereafter, on the following 2 weeks, she went to a job interview and just started working a week later. Another blessing from Meishu-sama. It was amazing everything that happened. She became extremely happy. What she could really feel through this experience is that gratitude does give birth to gratitude, as Meishu-sama teaches us. When we are on the path of faith, God and Meishu-sama act upon. One has just to believe and wait. Luisa is very thankful to God and Meishu-sama for the blessings given to her son and for the opportunity to deepen her faith, and to the members of the Amarante Johrei group for all their support. And another experience I would like to share this morning is from Pedro Robelo Filho. He is from the Votuporanga Johrei Center in Brazil. Pedro got married in November 2017, and the following year, he and his wife struggled with intense conflicts. She suffered from depression and frequent headaches. In September 2018, when talking to their minister, it was suggested for them to make a monthly pilgrimage to the sacred grounds of Guarapiranga, which is 350 miles distant from their city. Additionally, they should intensify the practice of Johrei at home and attend whenever possible the evening service at the Johrei Center in order to have greater contact with the divine scroll. In addition to the practices suggested, they are now regularly making monetary donations of gratitude, which they were unable to do before. In this way, over time, the couple noticed that they were strengthened spiritually. Conflicts lessened, and his wife's depression and headaches became mild. They have a partnership law firm, which has begun to thrive beyond expectations. In November 2019, Pedro enrolled in the Johrei Center's Family Assistant course, and with the purpose of being ever more useful to the divine work, he made himself available to the minister and however necessary. Thus, he was given the mission to assist the members of a nearby city that has no Johrei Center, and Pedro did not hesitate. He began this weekly dedication, providing religious assistance and holding gatherings with regular visitors. In this way, he was blessed to guide 15 people, and he continues to give assistance to the members and visitors of his city with the desire that they be truly happy and useful to the divine work. Through these dedications, he was able to increase his conviction in Johrei and solidify his faith. Today, the spiritual atmosphere at his home is transformed, and they live in complete harmony. His wife has overcome depression, and her headaches are just sporadic. They are succeeding professionally, and were even able to acquire an office space for their business. Faced with all these blessings, they reinforced their commitment to the divine work, and even during the pandemic, they did not lose the strength of their dedication. His wife is responsible for the faith experience sector of the Johrei Center, and Pedro continues giving service as a family assistant. Pedro is very thankful to God, Meishu-sama, and his ancestors for the permission to learn and practice Meishu-sama's teachings, and to dedicate to the divine work of salvation. Thank you very much for listening to these faith experiences, and I wish you a very wonderful day. Thank you.
This brings to a conclusion of our morning service. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and have a blessed day.